and maybe I could be corrected here.
hmm
Most of the time, it naturally happens after birth. Is that a demon because it naturally happens, or is it something that the Lord puts on the woman that's almost like a test in a way?
Okay, it's acceptable to consider it a demon because it's negative. It's not a good thing. It's depression, and depression is a demon. There are so many different forms of depression, and depression is extremely dangerous. Depression is a terrible killer. You got some brothers that get depressed because of their childhood. Many of these homosexuals in Atlanta who now are flamboyant gay men that you see downtown and you see in parties, those are victims of child molestation. And that depression, they internalize that anger and they now begin to hurt themselves the same way their uncle used to hurt them. You understand? Depression is terrible. Depression over not having a job, depression over poverty, depression over lost love, depression over the loss of family. All of it is horrible. All of it is a demon. Postpartum depression is your body's natural feeling of losing the baby. The baby was with you. You had the baby every day. You could feel the baby inside of you. You were carrying the baby every day. And then now one day your body has lost the baby. It's very natural, but it's still a demon. It's still something that a woman has to fight through, has to not allow it to occupy her life or occupy her future. She might need medical assistance of some kind, like every other demon. So because it's natural, it doesn't mean it's not a demon. In this case, it is natural. When I say natural, I mean it's normal. You get my point? It's a normal thing that happens to many sisters, but it's also normal to be depressed when you lose your job. That's also normal, but you can't allow that depression to cause you to harm yourself. And a woman cannot allow postpartum depression to cause it to make her harm herself or harm someone else. You understand? So it's both. It's both. All right. Anything else? No problem. Any other questions? Preguntas. Mm-hmm. Y'all got the good scotch down here too. Get yourselves a hand. Mm-hmm. I knew everything wasn't gay down here. This scotch
That's
is
right.
not gay. This is a man's scotch. Let's go ahead. Please. Ooh, drink it straight up and down. Straight. That was a good one. Go ahead. I'm sorry, someone said we have questions.
Kanwakanze.
Mm-hmm.
This is Officer Ilaza.
Mm-hmm.
He asks, what does the Bible mean when it says under the no man under the earth or no image under the earth?
I got you. He's referring to the law against creating an idol.
Kanwakanze.
Someone pull that up for him. It's in the Old Testament. Make no image of nothing on the earth, under the earth, or above the earth. That is a law against creating an idol. What are some very common idols? The idols on the earth would be Caesar Borgia, the statues that they make of that white man who is not Jesus Christ, but is the son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. His image was used as the image of Jesus Christ. And the same way, you have popular movies today that everyone believes are true. Everyone saw the picture of this white man and they believed he was Jesus because of the fame of the artist, right? And because of the money that the Catholic Church put behind that artist, Leonardo da Vinci. Everyone believes it's Jesus. That's an idol that someone created to worship. That's on earth. The cobblestone. The cobblestone is the god of the Arabs, of Muslims. That is a god from the stars because that's a meteorite, a rock that came down from space, hit the ground hot and glowing, and Arabs said, this is our God. And they begin to worship that God to this day, a black rock that they built a big giant house for. And every Muslim has to go to Mecca at least once in their life and kiss the black stone. Stars, astrology. If you're out there worshiping, Saturn and Mars and Jupiter, you're worshiping things in heaven. Worshiping things under the earth is worshiping, all kinds of things in the ground that you might dig the hell up. and you worship rocks and this, and a lot of you worship those crystals, don't you? I know you do. You love those crystals. That's worshiping something in the ground, under the earth, because a crystal is under the earth. It don't get out of the earth without you going down there and digging it the hell up. It doesn't levitate out the ground with its magic crystal power. You got to go in there and dig the goddamn thing up. You go in there and get it, and now this is your God, this crystal now. Now you wear it around your neck and kiss it like the women do. That's unlawful. You cannot do that, which is what this precept is talking about. It's not giving you any place that you could find an idol and worship it. Nothing. You cannot do it if it's a star, if it's a person, if it's a rock under the earth. There's nothing that you can create and worship it at all. That's the point. If that was the brother's question, that's the answer. All right.
So,
anything else?
Locky, so you still want to read the precept, or no? You off it?
I think I broke it down nice and laid it down nice and flat for him. That's the
Got
point,
it,
unless
got
you don't understand it. And if not, I will read it. Anything else?
Not on that, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have another question online.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Ayah Zaab
Mm-hmm.
says Salakia, Romans 1:26 can be. Oh, Salakia, that's not a question.
No problem.
We have this one, Salakia, next. Trooper.
Before you ask that, someone get together the information I found out about the connection between, what's his name again? Jamal Bryant and Eddie Long. Okay, I gave it to someone Thursday. I want to pull it up in here tonight so I can show you what cannot win if we want manhood to ever exist. There's a thing that can't win. If this thing starts to win, it's going to be very difficult to be a man and succeed in life. Very difficult. Brothers are going to feel what women feel. Women right now feel extreme pressure to either decide to be whores or to accept poverty. Women feel that right now. Women right now are saying, I would love to make it in this job. I would love to get a promotion, but the only way I can get it is what, sisters? You know, women struggle with this. They struggle with, I'm not going to get this promotion unless I sleep with this supervisor. I'm not going to get this record contract unless I sleep with this music producer. I'm not going to get this role. I want to be in a movie. I want to act, but I'm not going to ever get a chance to fulfill my dreams unless I sleep with someone. I don't know if there is a famous woman that you've seen when you look her up and her ex-boyfriend isn't a producer in that field or a movie executive in that field. They're all going, you're going to find that virtually with everyone. Forget about Erykah Badu. You're going to look up Erykah Badu said, young sisters have to learn how to suck if they want to make it. And then if you look up that she was with Common and with this cat and with this producer and with this rapper, and she's famous. Well, little girls are at home and they want to sing too. They want to sing. They want to go into the movies. Women are under pressure with either holding on to their integrity, which might mean that they never make it, or compromising sexually. If men like Jamal Bryant, which I believe he might be the biggest preacher in this city. Am I wrong? Is there someone bigger? I don't believe it is. Jamal Bryant is the biggest preacher in this city. And his key to success was sucking and sucking and sucking. That is how he made it. And I'm going to prove it tonight. This is not tough talk. I know all of you think I'm crazy. I realize that. I walked into the Passover with eyeglasses with one eye missing. Who saw that? Yeah, you saw that. You ain't say a damn thing. He said, I walked into the Passover. One of my lenses was out. Brother, I walked by 30 brothers. I talked to Tazariah. I sat in front of him and talked to him. He said nothing about it. I get on the damn podium. Finally, Commander General Yohana and Captain Yatazak tell me, did you know? Yatazak said this. He said, do you know you have one eye missing? People think I'm crazy. One of the drawbacks is y'all just think I'm doing it on purpose. y'all think General Mahayaman, he did say he did tell Chris Rock to have sex with what's that thing I said? Right. He did tell Chris Rock to have sex with Will Smith's wife. It's clearly crazy. So maybe Maybe that's just something he into. Well, I'm not as crazy as you might think. Okay? I'm not as crazy as you might think. I'm sorry, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. This one right here. Yeah, all this. That's all right. And that Edomite there about money. I forgot about him. The water. I'm going to show you that that's how he made it out. He didn't make it because of his roaring and rousing sermons. That's not how he made it. He made it because he had sex with two men, with one man that got him into Morehouse College with a GED. He got into Morehouse College. He was the first person to get into Morehouse College with a GED. The first one. It was Jamal Bryant. Because some gay man who he had sex with called the dean, called the board who runs Morehouse, and got him into Morehouse when he had terrible grades. And Morehouse College is a prestigious black university. He had a GED and damn near straight Fs. And he got into Morehouse College when this man called. I have the tape of him saying. Then he's poor and had no money. Eddie Long paid for 4 years of college for Jamal Bryant. The key to being a successful preacher, Ak, is to suck and suck and suck. And if that works, how will you ever succeed? You'll feel the pressure that women feel. You'll feel like, I want to make it on this job. I want to succeed, but I can't because the Atlanta power brokers won't allow me to become a rapper, won't allow me to become an actor unless I have sex with a gay man in Atlanta. It is going to happen. It's going to be so strong that people who want to be successful, who are not gay, are going to feel like I can't succeed unless I let this man touch me, unless I have sex with this man. You're going to feel what women have been feeling for years. I'm going to break it down in a couple of minutes. I'm trying to just answer a few of your questions first. All right, whenever you're ready, please. Próximo preguntas.
Go
ahead.
Salaki, this is Trooper Sakarwan. He says, Shalom, Yahweh, Shemiah, Shabrakatah. Trooper
Tell me one more time, warrior. Ven otra vez.
Salaki.
Gracias.
Salaki, can you break down Acts chapter 9, verse 5? What is the kick against the pricks? I
got you. This is when Paul finally came into the truth. The apostle Paul, at this time, his name was Saul. His name was Saul, right? Which is a mighty name among the tribe of Benjamin because it's named after King Saul, right? Who was the first king of Israel. Paul was a Pharisee who hunted the disciples of Christ, persecuted them, arrested them. He was very young and he helped the older men who would persecute the disciples of Christ. Gracias. He held the coats of them that stoned and killed the disciple Stephen. He was doing that, living like that, until one day he was traveling on the road to Damascus. And he had a vision. The Spirit of Christ appeared to him, knocked him off of his donkey. He fell out and he saw the Spirit of Christ and heard Christ speaking in the Hebrew language. That's in the Bible. And he said, Saul, thou art not that big. Why dost thou kick against the pricks? A prick is a thorny rock. That's what a prick is. Imagine a jagged rock. That's a prick. And he's saying that you can't kick this sharp rock and not hurt yourself. You understand? Meaning if you're trying to hurt my men, I'm going to hurt you. That's what thou canst not kick against the prick. Imagine kicking a knife. If you kick a knife with your foot, you're going to get hurt, which is what Jesus Christ was telling Paul. Thou canst not kick against the pricks. You're not big enough for that. If you hurt my men, I'm going to hurt you. Right after that, Paul was blind. He was blind for 3 days. He was sent to a house of this brother who was in the truth, who learned from Peter. And in that house, he learned what you learn in Hebrew Academy, what you learn when you're a trooper. He learned it, and he came out of there, brother, a man whose sins propelled him to be a better man. The guilt of what he had done, he was actually able to use it to become the Apostle Paul, which is why he said, if my lie have furthered the gospel, then how could it be wrong? I lied about Christ. I said he was not a king. I said that the men who follow him were heretics. But my lie furthered the gospel. My sin propelled me with the kind of guilt that is necessary to be a better man. And guilt is necessary to be a better man. It's important. Paul had it, and that's what kick against the pricks means, all right? Anything else?
Salakia, that would be all on that, sir. Salakia.
No problem. Anything else?
Khan Wakan.
Let me get the warrior in the back. You got it up. Let me get a little more ice out if you have it. You got give me a little more ice in this if you don't mind. Gracias. Go ahead. That's it.
Con, sir, if I can have a breakdown on 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 33, and then verse 41.
All right.
And it reads, they feared the Lord and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. This is talking about when the Assyrians brought in those Babylonians into our land. Basically, the question, I'll read verse 41 as well, if I may.
Please.
Come. So these nations feared the Lord and served their graven images, both their children and their children's children, as did their fathers. So do they unto this day. And my question is basically, sir, if I may, why does it say they fear the Lord, but then also serve their own gods
they
in our
fear
land?
the Lord and serve their own God. Hypocrisy. That's religion in the world. Do you love Jesus? With all my heart and all my soul. Anything for Jesus. Would you give up pork? Now, wait a minute now. Now, my grandmama ate pork. I can't do that. Oh, so you love God and you do love him and you talk about him all the time, but you won't do anything that he tells you? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, I understand. You fear God. You're scared of him, but you don't obey him. That's religion, Ak. That's religion right now, today. Right now, as we're sitting here, religion is people who absolutely reverence and honor God so much, they just will never do anything he tells them to do. Have you met someone like that? I met him too much. I'm finished meeting them. I don't want to meet anymore. You understand? Please.
If I may, but these are the heathens, correct, sir? So
yes.
In their fear, why were they fearing the Lord?
They were fearing the Lord because the Lord had them eaten by lions. They came over, they were transplanted into Israel, much like gentrification happens today. Gentrification like crazy is happening out in Harlem, in Brooklyn, happening like crazy, I'm sure, here, everywhere in the damn South, Chicago, where people, they move them in, they bust them in, like they bust homosexuals into Atlanta. Atlanta wasn't Atlanta was the bastion of civil rights, of black civil rights. And because it was the bastion of civil rights, gay men used the laws that you changed for their own gain. Because they knew that this city, you could not judge a person based on anything else other than what the law dictated. The men who ran the city said this is a good way to get people with money in here. Not just these black people who have no money. Now we can get some gay men in here who have what white men love. You know what white men love? Disposable income. Have you heard of that term before? Oh, yeah, that's a term that otherwise means gay. Because you have money that you don't got to spend on child support. You don't got to spend on giving some woman every damn thing she wants every minute of the goddamn day. You just have money to blow in the club, to blow on drinks and sections and hair and clothes and shoes. And you're gay, so that means you're flamboyant and your tastes are expensive. Then they made what, for some reason, they gave black men a taste for purses. I said, boy, they so smart. Taste meaning now they put a few rappers in the purse. That purse costs $500,000. And they simply created an entirely new demographic to buy purses, to buy dresses. That dress that rapper wearing, that dress doesn't come from J.C. Penney. That dress that rapper is wearing is $10,000, $50,000. Sometimes you can look at the dress and be so, damn, why is that brother wearing the dress? You ain't understanding that. That dress is a Da Vinci Kabashi Cuckoo. That dress is $50,000. Why that black man wearing a purse? You're not understanding. That purse is $50,000. That's why he's wearing it. Someone paid him to wear it. And you know what that rapper said? Why would a rapper even wear a purse? Is every rapper that wears a purse, is he a homosexual? Is every rapper that wears a dress a homosexual? They are not. That's where it's going, young brother. That's where it's going. No, they're not homosexual, but you know what they are? Ambitious. They want to make it up. They don't want to live in the projects. That's why it's so evil. This man is not gay. Isn't that young jock? He's from here, isn't he? Didn't he wear a purse? Wore a dress. Doesn't he have children and wives and kids? Is he gay? He sure doesn't want to go back to the projects. And that's all a gay man needs. He doesn't need you to be attracted to men. He just needs you to not want to be poor anymore. And that's why you have to fight. You're not going to need to be attracted to a man to wear a purse, to wear a dress. You just need to have bills and a desire to make it in the music business. We better fight, because we'll feel what a woman feels that would like to sing, would like to act, but knows she'll never get that contract because there's a girl right there that's going to suck every penis in Hollywood. Here she is going to acting school. She's never going to become an actress. She'll realize that, and she'll suck and suck and suck. Brothers, men are going to realize that too. What am I talking about? They already have with the dresses and the purses. It's already started. Listen, if you don't understand, you will. You will. Reading on. Anything else? What's the next question?
Colonel Khan, brother Shalakia Allah says, Salakia, sir, can you give a breakdown of what your name means, Baba Kasha?
My name means trustworthy in Hebrew. There's a man in the Bible named He-Man or Heman. That's my name. His name means trustworthy. My name is Mahayaman, which is the same as He-Man or trustworthy. That's it. Next.
Colonel Khan, brother Israel says, Salakia, General, if I may, who are the churches today the Bible speaks of?
The churches, I'm assuming he means in the New Testament and Revelations 2, the Israelite school of UPK. When you read when you read about the churches in Revelations, Thessalonica, Ephesia, Corinth, the school in Corinth, all of the 7 churches. The 7 churches in the Bible are the schools in the Israelite school of UPK today. Everybody understands? Listen. I mean, if you think it's someone else, you could challenge us. That's all. Okay, if you're not in the Israelite school of UPK, you're not in the 7 churches. You're not following Christ. You're not in the truth. You're not holy. You're not godly. You're not a good person if you're not in the Israelite school of UPK. Now, right. If you don't believe it, then we are here to be tested. Right. Anything else? Any other questions? Go ahead.
Khan. The next question we have, Princess Izara says, Salakia, sir.
You know, if I could, one thing, Warrior. You know how many years Captain Tazaryak had to hear the Israelite groups in Atlanta say, y'all wrong for saying that you the home of the truth. You know how many times Captain Tazaryak would tell me he's in a battle with some half a homo because we said that you're not in the truth if you're not in the UPK. Captain Tazaryak had to battle online with men who put penises in their butt. He had to battle them because they were angry at us for saying that you're the only ones in the truth. So you're the only ones. And they would argue with us when we say that. And then go home and their wife would put on a harness with a penis in it and put it into their backside where the sun does not shine. In there. And then get right on the internet and say, the UPK is saying they're the only ones in the truth. That ain't right. The Israelite school of UPK, we are the only ones in the truth. Right. I pray you understand. The water. Argue. Let me get Atlanta in the back. You got it up.
Sir. So like you said, with grace and mercy, sir. Can I get a breakdown of 2 Peter chapter 2 verses 1 and 2, sir?
No problem. Whenever you're ready.
Sir, reading, sir.
Please.
But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord.
Is there a specific part or the whole thing?
Sir, is this a scripture that is talking about religions and also so-called breakoff groups?
Yes. This is a precept specifically about so-called breakoff groups. This is what it's about. Meaning, Jesus Christ. This is in the what book is this in again? 2 Peter. This is what the Apostle Paul had to go through so much. Where the Apostle Paul set up those 7 schools, and then at the same time had to battle people that would bring up who he was in the world, bring up the fact that he was a murderer, and begin to say, well, he's not an apostle really because of what he did in the past. They begin to doubt his apostleship because of his past. They begin to say that men should worship angels. They begin to forbid men to eat meat, meaning to demand that everyone was a vegetarian. And Paul had to battle these cats time and time again. And they began to raise up in the school. Men in the school who would break off from the school with some damnable heresy. What is a heresy? A heresy, by definition, is unauthorized doctrine. You cannot teach a thing that Commanding General Yohana does not authorize. I don't give a fuck how much you believe in it. It does not matter what you believe in. Let me explain. Let me give you a part of it being a gay man, which you won't understand because you're not gay. You know what gay men are? They're cunty. You know what I mean when I say cunty? It's like it's a bitch assness. It's like I've seen it. I've seen it too much this week. This week I've seen bitch assness too much down here. I don't blame you for it. This is a rough place to live in, y'all. I encountered a cop. I'm trying to leave out of the hotel last night. I'm letting some sisters in the car giving them a ride. And this cop pulls up behind me and he goes, boop, boop. He keeps hitting his lights. I wonder, why is he doing this? There's a space around. He could just go around. It kept boop, 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 boop. I look behind, boop, boop. I said, is that for us? He said, I got a call. I got to go. I said, okay, all right, fine. I moved the car around. I wonder, why the hell can't he just go around? Cuntiness. Like that thing that makes you want to just go, move. What are you doing? Can I help you? I go into the goddamn place to eat the breakfast. The man tells me, you can't come in here with a wave cap. I said, well, I'm grown now. I'm a bald-headed man. I don't want to take off my damn cap when I can get it right. You know what? Shalom. I gotta come in here with a suit and tie for breakfast, for eggs. And he was just cunty, and it's like an attitude problem. That's the best way I can explain it to you. And so many men are like that. So many gay men, they're just, assholes. They're cunty. You understand? That type of spirit you can't have. And that type of spirit creates things like where you just want to go against authority because nobody can tell you what to do. No one can. Some of you do that with your wives too, and they tell me. They say, well, I want to counsel. But my husband said, ain't no man going to tell him what to do. I say, I'm sure he never listens to any man. Did he show up to his Uber car today, and the passenger got in the black and told his Uber driving ass exactly where to go? Huh? And he wants a 4-star rating. So he says, yes, no problem, and drives an Uber. A man is always telling you what to do. Every day. You just don't want any man of God to tell you what to do. Right. I get you now. Right. You know what, sweetie? Tell your husband he should never come get a counsel. Let him handle things on his own. When he's crying to me on the phone, I'll remind him that I'm only a man. I'll remind him of that. That's cuntiness, And so men break off from the truth because ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. I read this in the Bible. I see this. You know how masculine it is to surrender your own will to another man. That is masculine. They used to call that being a soldier. Have you ever heard of that? You think the men in Iraq want to go? Do you think they've decided that this is a righteous war and they've determined that they want to go to Afghanistan? They went to Afghanistan because a man sent them to Afghanistan. They're not politicians. They don't decide who America decides to fight, but they're soldiers and they go where they're sent. If you are in the Israelite school of UPK, you will believe what Commanding General Yohana tells you to believe. And that is that. You don't have an option otherwise. The same way the brothers that are going to Afghanistan and coming back with no legs and no arms didn't have a choice whether or not they would go. Now, if you're not a soldier, then of course, gracias. Gracias por nada. Thanks, but no thanks. You can just go ahead and leave and start your own church of I don't listen to no man and do whatever you would like to do. And then I will make a tape about you. Whoever leaves the truth, I'm making a tape about you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to counsel your wife after you leave the truth. I'm going to teach her and help her to stay in the truth, even though you have not. Am I making this up? Am I saying something that I don't do that everybody knows I already do? Everybody knows I do this. You leave the truth. Your wife keeps calling. Sakari's wife called Captain Desariak today. Today. She called, listen, when I say his wife, I mean the one he's in the bed with. Called Captain Tazariak today. Ask him. It happened today. When you leave the truth, your wife is still going to call because it's going to be hard to stay with you when she doesn't respect you. It's going to be difficult. She's going to need our help to stay with you because she's going to want to leave you because now she sees your cunty and she's not going to respect it. And we're going to say, don't leave him, sis, but don't ever listen to him. Don't ever be like him, but stay with him. Stay with him. And we'll keep your family together. And we'll raise your kids. And I'm going to just talk about it in public. And I've done it. And everybody knows how I am. Anything else? That's what that precept is about. Did I explain it for you? And right here. Oakland, California. Oakland, is that right?
Con, sir.
Give Oakland a hand. California. Come on.
If I may, my Lord, one more question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
In Judges 5:11, it talks about rehearsing the righteous acts.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain what that means, sir, if I may?
Well, rehearsing, think of it like practice so you can get it perfect. That's what we're doing. We're not in the land of Israel where we have Levite priests that kill you if you don't keep the Sabbath service correctly or you don't do this right and you don't do that right. So there are righteous actions that we practice and practice and practice until you get them right. I'll give you the perfect example is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now think about the year it is. And we've been doing this for 10,000 years. We did this when there was nothing else to eat but bread. That was it. So that was food. There was a time when eating was bread and an animal. That's all. So when the Bible says you must eat unleavened bread, you were going to eat bread regardless every day of your damn life because that was it. And so now you're eating unleavened bread. Now here we are in America, the UK, Trinidad, and we're reading boxes of ingredients, trying to figure out if something has leaven, trying to see how many calls I got to get every year. What in the hell is this type of yeast? Is that yeast? Is this yeast? What is this baker's yeast? What's that yeast that's in everything? Tarula, give her a hand. That's in every damn thing. And there's another yeast that means caramel. I'm going to go for now. I forget the name of it, but we getting this perfect. Now we're reading ingredients. So that Popeye's chicken is full of leaven. Okay? Full of leaven. It's in the crust. You know what I'm talking about, right? That crunchy crunch you love so much, that's leaven. That's why it's so flaky, crispy, like a biscuit. Biscuits, forget about them. They're full of leaven. All your cereals, full of leaven. There's so many things that have leaven and so many things that are not leaven. The leaven, that yeast, that's not leaven. It's a flavor. It's the taste of fermented leaven, but it's not a leavening agent. It won't rise bread if you put it in flour. And even though it says yeast, it's a flavor. It is not a leaven. Now, how do we know this? How do we know this? Oakland? Practice. Practice. We just do it so many years, so many different countries. Over in the UK, I'm sure you got whole foods we never even damn heard of. You reading the ingredients over there and them biscuit. What's a biscuit over there? A cookie, right? That's a whole different damn thing. Both, you can't touch either one. You can't touch a cookie or a biscuit at all. You can't touch a, what's that crimpet? What do you call a crimp? What's that thing? A crimpet? Say again? Crumpet. You can't have any crumpets at all. You're done with crumpets. I know it's rough. You can't have them. You get my point. I think over here, a crumpet is an English muffin. I think, well, that makes sense. I just realized what I just said. A crumpet is an English muffin. Why did I never realize that until just now? Why? Yeah. Did you get? I didn't even get it. We call it an English muffin. You call it a crumpet. We can't have any of them because they're full of leaven. The breading on chicken, you got to be careful of because a lot of us like fried chicken. That breading, if you make it at home, then you can decide not to put leaven in it. A lot of Moabite chicken wings do not have leaven. That's why they're not crispy. You get my point. KFC, do you like that? Most Judites don't like that. That still has leaven in it. All right. So a lot of things you got to learn. You learn it. You keep doing it over time. You learn, just like you learn about what fish are clean and unclean. Right. It was a time, I mean, people never heard of certain fish. Fish y'all call me about now, I've never seen. But now you see it. You get my point? There was only a few fish you could even get. Think about back in the day, before refrigeration. You know what fish was? Salted cod. That's it. There was no other fish if you didn't live next to the water. If you ate fish, it was salted cod. The Benjamites, y'all in here, you know what I'm talking about, right? Salt fish. There you go. Salt fish was the only fish because everything else would go rotten. Now you go into the market, Jesus Christ, the fish in there you could have. What the hell is that? I don't know. You know, I got to go look it up and see. Flounder is clean. Flounder has fins and scales. What's not clean? Tuna is not clean. Mackerel is not clean. Catfish is not clean. Swai is not clean. Swai is catfish. I think I heard of swai 5 years ago. Do you understand? So this is what I'm trying to just make you understand practice. You do it a long time, you get it right out. Like a jump shot that you shoot 500 times a day. You understand? Anything else?
Okay.
Gracias. Any other questions?
Salaki, sir. Princess Izara says, Salaki, sir, if I
Please,
may,
please.
can I get a breakdown on the Passover demon?
Yeah, that's a UPK phrase. That's a very old UPK phrase. The Passover demon, in a nutshell, is the feeling that everything in life is trying to stop you from getting to the Passover.
Right.
That's it. Everything just starts to happen around the same time. Money problems, health problems, this problem, that problem. And you realize that if I would allow it, this problem would stop me from making the pilgrimage to the Passover. The Passover is a pilgrimage. It's designed like that in 2 Chronicles, the 30th chapter. It's a pilgrimage. At one time, it wasn't. At one time, it was everybody sitting in their house, you know, killing a lamb, which is nice and fun. It's the way Christians celebrate Easter or, Christmas. Speaking of Easter, there was a ton of shootings this year at Easter. Somebody sent me a shooting where everybody got shot at the egg party. What's that garbage they do with the eggs? Easter egg hunt. Everybody got shot at the Easter egg hunt. It was a pleasant little thing you do in your house. But because we're not in our own land, we have to fight for the Passover. And we have to make a pilgrimage. We're going to make another one next year. You better get ready right now. You better start getting ready for next year's Passover right now. Well, the Passover demon are all of the problems and the feeling you feel that is telling you, I can't make it this year. That's the Passover demon. That thing in your head. Oh, man, my job. I might not be able to make it this year. Oh, man, the kids with school. I might not be able to make it this year. Oh, man, this thing, I got to move. I got to do this. I got to do that. I might not be able to make it this year. That's the Passover demon. That's the Passover demon. The Passover demon must be fought. And if you cannot fight the Passover demon, there is an army of other demons that are coming for you, and you won't be able to fight them either. That's how life works, young brothers and sisters. You don't realize that. I know. You think strength just comes on good days. You know, when you're having a good day, you're strong. What you don't realize is that there are demons waiting at the door to see whether or not you can fight this battle. And if you can't fight the Passover demon, well, the marriage demon is waiting outside. The health demon is waiting outside. The job demon, the drug addiction demon, the alcoholism demon, all of them are waiting to see what you'll do with the Passover demon. So those of you that made the pilgrimage, well done. Give yourselves a hand. Yeah. You've taught, you know, Satan has taught you so many lessons from the time you were molested as a child. You're someone that always gets taught lessons by Satan, aren't you? Satan teaches you, you know, don't ever trust anybody. Don't ever fall in love. Don't ever, you know, think a man won't leave you. Don't ever trust a woman. You learned that, didn't you, brothers? Don't ever trust a woman. That's your trauma. That's the trauma of childhood, right? Satan teaches you demons. That's what he's been doing. Well, when you defeat the Passover demon, you teach Satan something. You teach him that you're no coward. You teach him that problems and pressure and travail will not stop you from something that you are committed to do. You teach Satan a lesson if you made it to the Passover. But if you didn't, he taught you something. So just think about the thing, those of you out there that did not come, think about the reason that you didn't come to the Passover. That thing is going to be increased because now Satan knows something about you. He knows. If money problems stop you from coming to the Passover, get ready for more money problems. Satan knows how to hurt you, how to manipulate you. But we taught Satan something out. We taught him that we won't be moved off of a path that we are set on. You taught him something. The Bible says this, that Satan is as a raving lion, seeking whom he, what? Who knows the precept? Whom he what? Whom he what? What does may mean? That's the precept, may. Satan is as a raving lion, seeking whom he wants to devour, whom he would like to devour, or whom he may devour. What does may mean? Please say your name of your city again. Leicester, UK. What does may mean? Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you the microphone, please, Warren.
You've got a chance.
All I'm asking is what does may mean? And that Satan is seeking whom he may devour. What does may mean? Lester.
Weak.
I just need what may means. That's all.
Probably anybody.
No. Give Atlanta the back. Atlanta the Brave in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. Give it to this brother right here just because I saw him first. Go ahead.
Like so if I may, who he can devour?
Give him a hand. Yeah. May means can devour. Not wants to devour. He would like to devour. But who can I eat? Who can I do? And he's looking. And when you fail under the Passover demon, now he knows that he can eat you because you're weak, because you allow problems to divert you from a path that God set you on. Now I see you. Now, you're slow. You're weak. I know that because you had a problem with your job. Can you imagine not coming to the Passover because of money? Do you know where you are? Right? What do you do if you have a money problem in the Israelite School of UPK? Raise your hand. What do you do if you have a money problem? You lost your job right before the Passover. You can't pay your rent. Everything is going to fail around you. but you want to come to the Passover, and you look at your bank statement and you go, boy, I don't have the money for the Passover. Do you know there are people that didn't come to the Passover because they did not have the $200? That happened. Sister up front, give her the mic. Come anyway. Give her a hand. Come anyway. Do you think Commanding General Yohana was going to turn you away from the Passover because you did not pay the Passover fee? You just didn't want to come. You understand? That's all. You're like the women that tell me, well, I can't take my husband to counsel because he told me never to take him to counsel. I said, well, sweetie, he told you to never go on his phone either. And you did, dumpling. You don't want counsel because you disobey your husband when you feel like it. But now for the counsel, my husband forbids me to come to counsel. You went in his phone last week, dumpling. You did that. You put out a post about him last week. So I know you don't I know you will absolutely disobey him when you feel like it. You don't want to do it. If you didn't come to the Passover, it was just because you don't want to. Here's the problem. You've shown Satan that he can devour you. Gracias. All right. Anything else? Another question.
Kind of what kind? So like, is there
Whenever you're
Amber
ready.
Hunter?
Mhm.
Kind of what kind? Amber
If you don't
Hunter
mind,
said,
I mean, I don't want for you, Al. Go ahead.
would you say Isaiah 14 and 29 is a precept for 2 Corinthians 5, Israelites being transformed into angels?
2 Corinthians 5. I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, she might mean okay. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Go ahead and read it, please.
Khan out of one.
To what up?
The book of Salaki, she said, Isaiah 14 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
Khan of Khan. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Got it here, sir. It reads, rejoice not thou, whole Palestina,
Mm-hmm.
because the rod of him that smote thee is broken.
Mm-hmm.
For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice,
Mm-hmm.
and the fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent.
I get that. Now give me the other one in Isaiah 14. I don't know what she's talking about with Israelites being transformed into angels. I don't know what the hell she means by that.
So
You
like,
can ask her. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of. She just gave 2 Corinthians chapter 5. If she could give a verse, I can get back with you.
I got to move on if she doesn't
Come
have
on.
it. All right. If she has it,
Come
then
on.
tell me. If not, I got to get to the next one. Just when she can explain what she's talking about, I'll answer her question. All right.
Come on.
Next. Próximo.
Kind of. Salakia. Oh, this is the same question from this brother.
Mm-hmm.
Almost verbatim. Salakia. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, just explain what you're talking about with Israelites being changed into angels. I don't know. I can only assume you mean that they would deceive the very elect. So that scripture about angels, they would make themselves like the angels of light. But I don't believe that says Israelites, so I might be wrong about what you're talking about. You're gonna have to explain it, or else I have to move on. Anything else?
Salakia. He said, yeah, he's here. He said Amber didn't say that, I did.
All right.
Either way, he says, I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
Okay. Who's the Israelites that's changed into angels though? Where's that at?
Okay, Rico says the verse is Matthew 5:27.
Okay. Read me the verses. Read me the ones that he's asking. Read me. Ah, fuck it. Next question.
Yeah,
Rico, just come on, brother. Get it together, Rock. Just make it more succinct, man. I'm trying to get to Eddie Long and what's the other cat? Jamal Bryant, please. I'm trying to cut these homos in here tonight, man. But just if you got a question, just make it succinct so I just don't understand. Next question, please. Próximo preguntas.
Young man Justice says, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Adawan, if I may, can I get a breakdown on Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 9?
Go ahead and read it.
Khan Adawan Khan. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 9.
Good
And I
one.
think he said, no, Salaki, chapter 10.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 10 and verse 9. Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of congregation, lest ye die.
Oh shit. The Bible says if you drink wine when you go into that tabernacle, you're going to die. I'm going to give you the precept for it, all right? What's the brother's name?
Young man, just
Young man Justice. Let me show you something more. Take this straight to your woman or your mama, all right? Stand by. It's already due. Give me 1 Timothy 5:23. Young man Justice, here's the precept for that. The Bible clearly said, do not drink wine or strong drink when you go into the temple or you're going to die. That's clear and evident right in front of your face. Let me give you another one that's clear and evident right in front of your face. Go ahead and read it again. I'm sorry, read the one I just gave you. Give for the young man Justice.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 23. Drink no longer water.
Say it again.
Drink no longer water.
Say that one more time.
Drink no longer water.
Drink no longer water. Go ahead.
But use a little wine for thy stomach's sake. And
I'm sorry, please.
And thine often infirmities.
Read it from the top again.
Khan Adawan Khan. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 23. Drink no longer water.
Ask young man Justice if he drank water today. Young man Justice, did you drink water? I know it's not you. I know you're battling Christians and all that. They watch me drink and they're saying, boy, he's clearly crazy. Like, he did tell Chris Rock to have sex with Jada Pinkett. You know how many calls I got about that? I was shocked anybody called me about that. Because I don't give a, about what you think. You think I ask you about what I should teach? I report to Commanding General Yohana. You think I give a F about what some idiot thinks about what I said in class? You answer to me. I don't answer to you. I have never said a word that I didn't plan ahead of time and could defend. Ever. Or you could just come see if you think I have. Right? I drink in the temple. If you knew anything, you should know it must be right biblically.
That's right.
But if you don't, ask young man Justice if he has drank water today.
Salaki, sir. He says, Khan, sir, I did.
Oh, well, the Bible says not to clearly, right? I'll read it one more time. So then if you've drank water today, young man Justice, have you sinned against God? Because it says, I'm going to read it again, read it slowly with a pause after every word.
Khan Adawan Khan. Drink no longer water.
I didn't interrupt him, right? Right? He just read it, right? That's what it says. So, young man Justice, does this precept mean that from now on, you can no longer drink water? Is that what it means, young man Justice? I don't have all day up. I've got to get to Eddie Long and his girlfriend, Jamal Bryant. Come on, young brother. Come on. Anyone in the room want to answer for the young man justice? All right, I'm gonna leave it there.
He said concert.
It does mean that.
Right.
He said-
No, he said la
Why, well, hold on. Why would he say that? Well, even wait, hold on. It said drink no longer water. So doesn't that mean you cannot drink water? It said do not drink in the temple. Doesn't that mean you cannot drink? Doesn't that mean I'm wrong for drinking this wonderful scotch? It's like $100 a bottle. I wish Captain Desariac, give me an oil that smells like this here. Give me an oil. No, y'all don't like that. That's what I'm living under here. That's the thank you. Who's this brother? He knows. That's the kind of oppressive regime I'm living under. I can't smell how I want. Moving on. It said you cannot drink in the temple. That's what it said. It said drink no longer water. He said he can drink water. Well, then why do you think you cannot drink in the temple? If you got an answer, I'll wait for it, but I can't wait long. I got to move on. I'll come back to you, all right? Is there any other questions that I can answer for you? Go ahead.
Salakia. Sister Lawa Yahawada says, Shalom, Lord and Christ, sir. If I may, can you please address why do some Christians feel that women cannot cut their hair?
Okay, they're basing this on their misunderstanding of a precept in Timothy. It is a shame for a woman to be shaved or shorn. Now, like everything in the Bible, if you get some homosexual that's trying to teach you about the Bible, let me tell you something else you don't know about homosexuals, especially women. Homosexuals are very funny. They're very jovial. They're very what? Gay. Who said that? That's right. They're gay. The word gay means happy. You know, they're jovial, fun people. And because of that, many women have been fooled to think that they're friends with a gay man. When gay men hate women, hate you. They look at you with a sense of jealousy, envy, and disdain. Because you have the vagina, you have the womb to give life. But if they had a vagina, they'd be a much better woman than you. They'd be better than you. And they're thinking that while they're doing your hair, while they're teaching you in church, gay men hate women, but they laugh with women. The homosexual community, you know what the key word in the homosexual community is? Community. The gay community is absolutely open arms accepting of people. You see, the heterosexual community, that's a rough community. The heterosexuals hate everybody. If you want to have sex with a woman, you're going to have courage. A man has to, you get you a 15-year-old boy, my God, he got to get all his self-confidence together to say, hello, my name is so-and-so. Because straight women are standing there ready to turn you down and embarrass you and make you feel like garbage for even trying to talk to them. Well, that's how it is in the heterosexual world, Doc. We're not accepting. Women, brother, a woman has to just, do so many things and makeup and hair and all these things just to compete with other women. The heterosexual community is not accepting. It's hard to get into it. It's hard to break that barrier between men and women. Who does not know what I'm talking about? Have you been 15? Have you been 13? Have you felt it? I don't know if y'all talk to women anymore with the computers. Do you walk up to a woman and say hello anymore? Raise your hand if you do that. Listen, brother. Listen, you got to have courage for that, huh? You got the woman is sitting there waiting to go, what do you want? What is it? I'm trying to shop. What? No. Now you know she wants to do this. You got to go to that woman. And you know that 8 out of 10 of these women are going to treat you like garbage. But God damn it, I got to do it. because we don't have a sense of acceptance. That's good. But the gay community, is there any such thing as unattractive if you're gay? Nothing. If you're gay and you are 500 pounds, you're going to get a woman if you're a lesbian. Is there such thing as being a fat or unattractive lesbian? That is not a thing. There is no such thing as that. You give me a woman that's 500 pounds, wears a football jersey, she's a bull dagger, meaning she gets all the girls because she's 500 pounds, she wears football jerseys, and she has braids in her hair. She is the one that is so attractive. A 500-pound woman is sitting home every day crying because no man will talk to her. That's the difference between our communities. You understand? A man has to have a job. He has to be upwardly mobile. He has to have a car, make $100,000 a year, everything. A gay, and your penis has to be big. You have to have a big penis. They said the Sakari said online he had a 3-inch penis. Who saw that? That's enough. That's what he said. Okay. And I'm sure he feels like, and my penis is 3 inches. I can't please a woman. Women are not going to respect me. Women are not going to want me. But a dyke has no penis. And she's totally confident. You see, our communities are different. The gay community is accepting and open arms, and they want you in it. They want you to be in it. And because of that, you will get sucked into it and now think, I can finally have friends. I can finally have people that will like me. They hate you. They can't stand you. Give me that precept again.
One God. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 6.
Yes.
Kanwakan.
You have the one about the hair.
Kanwakan.
So now gay preachers are telling you, if you're a woman, you can't wear makeup. That's what gay preachers say. I think they do that in IUIC. Am I wrong about that? There's a ton of those gay churches out there. The IUIC is one where they don't like a woman to be pretty. If a woman tries to put a little goddamn lipstick on, a little eyeliner, lipstick, a little makeup, they go, you a whore of Babylon. Wearing lipstick and eyeliner because they hate you. They don't want you to be pretty. They don't want you to look in the mirror and feel some goddamn confidence. Goddamn, the bitch want to put some makeup on. She can't. She's a whore because she puts on lipstick. She go to the damn hairdresser. She cuts the split ends on her hair. You know what the preacher says? You're a whore. You cut the split ends of your hair. Because that gay preacher hates women. So he doesn't want you to wear lipstick. He doesn't want you to wear eyelashes and eyeliner. He doesn't want you to have a weave in your hair or to just look in the mirror and do something to yourself to be pretty. That gay preacher hates you taking attention from him. He hates it. So you'll find so many churches that will tell women that they can't she can't cut her split ends. She can't get a new hairstyle. God damn, maybe she wants a new hairstyle because she's a girl. No, I'm sorry, preacher. I'm sorry that she takes attention away from you and how pretty you are. They're basing that kind of lie on this precept. I'm going to explain it to you right now. And take me down to how a man cannot have long hair. Give me that and I'll break that down and do it all in one. Go ahead.
Out of one God. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 6. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But
be not covered. This is a precept about your head and your hair. Paul is saying if a woman be not covered, meaning if she doesn't cover her head when she prays or prophesies, if she doesn't do that, it's just like her being shaved or shorn. Shaved or shorn has nothing to do with cutting your hair. It is not the same thing. Shaved or shorn is if you would shave your head bald. That's why it says shaved or shorn. It means like you just take your hair and cut it all off. What's the point? Would any woman ever want to be bald-headed? No. Well, then why would you want to uncover your head when you pray? Paul is trying to say it's the same thing, right? Women naturally want hair. Why? Because they look good with it. They want to put some hair on their damn head, some lipstick, some gold on their fingers and toes, and paint their toenails because they're women. Now, would you ever want to be bald? This is the point Paul is trying to make. Would a woman want to be bald? No. Then you also should want to cover your head because you already believe in covering your head with hair. You already believe in having hair. So why wouldn't you want to put a cloth on your head? Because all of it means you're feminine. All of it means you're sweet and delicate and humble. It's the same thing. His point is that it's the same thing because it is the same if you are uncovered as if you were shaved or shorn. The point is you don't want to be shaved or shorn. So why don't you cover your head as well? Because it's for the same reason. I know you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I do. Keep going.
But if it be a shame,
You hear that? Read that again.
but if it be a shame,
Read it again.
but if it be a shame,
But if it is a shame, meaning if a woman is bald-headed and goes, God damn it, I need to get a weave. I need to put some hair on my head. I think I look better with hair. I think I'd be more attractive with hair, sister. Well, in specific, a woman would not shave her head because she would consider it a shame. Do you understand? That's the point. The point is not about a disease. The point is just what women consider attractive, right? A woman considers herself attractive if she has hair. And it's been like that the millennia. Do you understand? The point, let me just give you the whole picture of time's sake. Women did not want to cover their head with a cloth, with a scarf. They didn't want to do it. And so he's trying to teach them that they should do it. If it be a shame to be shaved or shorn, it also should be a shame to be not covered. His point is saying you want hair. You know you should have some hair on your head. You would never shave your head bald because it's unattractive. Well, you also would be more attractive if you covered your head when you prayed. That's the point. That's the point he's trying to make. Read it right here.
Khan. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered.
That's the point. The point is, you don't want to cover your head because for your husband, for God to look at you as a humble woman who covers her head. You don't like that? Well, then why don't you just shave your head too? Oh, you want your hair, but you don't want to put a scarf on. That's his point. Why would you want your hair, but at the same time not want to put a scarf on your head when you pray or prophesy? That's stupid because you obviously believe in covering your head because if you don't have hair, you'll go buy some. Well, then if you'll go buy some hair, then why won't you cover your head? To show humility. Oh, you don't want to be humble. That's it. And you think covering your head looks too humble. Well, then bitch, shave your head then. She won't do that. That's the point, everyone. All right? Keep going.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 7.
Give me the one about men so I can finish this.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
Now we're talking about men. The IUIC, Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, all of them believe that it is a sin to not get a haircut every 2 weeks. All of them. Because of this precept and their lack of understanding and because of the cuntiness in churches. They believe that this means a man must be clean shaven and not have any hair on his head because of this. And I'll break it down for you. Go ahead.
For as much as he is the image and glory of God.
The Bible says a man ought to what?
For as much as
a man ought to not cover his head. So a man should never cover his head. His head got to be uncovered because he is not to be humble because you're the image and glory of God. She is to be humble because she's the image and glory of the man. You represent God and you don't allow anyone to put you down. to humble you. You're a man. You're not some gay Atlanta reject. That's not who you are, sister. I could only hope so. I pray you understand. All right, anything else? Oh, let me get to the whole hair about men. Skip down to that part so I can get to the next topic. Nobody. Maybe I should just pass on for time or no. Do we have other questions? All right. If you want to know, are we wrong for having braids in our hair? Ask. If not, I got to move on. Next.
Salakia. Officer Akaria Allah asked, Salakia, sir, if I could, are sardines lawful?
Yes. Sardines are lawful to eat. Anchovies are lawful to eat. You might not know what the hell I'm talking about, but they are lawful to eat. Sardines, anchovies. Yes, those are lawful to eat because they have fins and scales. They're small, but they have fins and scales. Correct. Next.
Salakia. Paparazzi Nino says, Salakia Adawan, can I get a breakdown of Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 15?
No problem. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 15. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God.
You heard that, y'all. It said, thou mayest kill and eat flesh, whatsoever your soul lust after. What's the brother's name? Paparazzi? Ask Paparazzi, does he have a child? Paparazzi, do you have any children? Ask him what city he lives in as well. You got to hurry up, though.
Want me to keep going, sir?
I'll give him 10 more seconds.
He says, yes, 2 daughters.
Ask him what city he lives in.
Atlanta.
Oh, perfect. Well, Paparazzi, let me tell you what my soul lusts after. I'm going to come and kill your daughters and eat them because that's what I want to do. That's what my soul lusts after, eating children. I'm like, Hansel and Gretel, that bitch in Hansel and Gretel, or I like to eat kids. I already had one eye out at the Passover. I already said Chris Rock should have sex with Jada Pinkett. I want to come to your house in Atlanta, kill your 2 daughters, and eat them. That is what my soul lusts after. Am I allowed to do it biblically? I'm fine. Ask Paparazzi that question. I'll give him 15 seconds.
He says, la'a.
Well, I don't. Wait a minute now. Read the precept again, though.
Oh, God, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 15. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all
Thou
thy
mayest
gates.
what?
Shall I kill and eat?
Thou mayest kill and eat. I want to kill his daughters and eat his daughters. I want to eat them, cook them, salt, pepper, baby girl on barbecue. Thou mayest kill and eat. Go ahead.
Flesh in all thy gates.
Flesh where?
All thy gates.
Do humans have flesh, Paparazzi? I think Paparazzi knows that humans do have flesh. The Bible says that Laban was his flesh and blood. That's in the Bible, Paparazzi. Thou art my flesh and blood. It's in Genesis. Humans have flesh. I want to eat your daughter's flesh, Shock. First kill them and then eat them. And the Bible says in all your gates, Atlanta, Georgia is a city full of black people. Paparazzi lives in Atlanta. I want to find his house, kill his daughters, and eat his daughters. In all your gates, keep going.
Sir. Whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
Read again.
whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
Read it slowly. Take a pause after each word.
Whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
Paparazzi, I'll ask you one more time, Mark, because I'm getting hungry even hearing about your daughters. Am I allowed biblically to come to your house and kill and eat your daughters because it is whatsoever my soul lusteth after? And if you say no, then you're going to have to tell me why I can't, even though it just said whatsoever your soul lusteth after. 15 seconds. All right, we'll give him a second. He gonna have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He says, no, because the Lord put a difference between clean and unclean.
Give
sir.
him a hand. Well said, paparazzi. Give paparazzi. He saved those paparazzi. Your daughters are safe. Paparazzi, kiss those babies tonight because you just saved their lives. Correct, paparazzi. You see, whatsoever doesn't mean the whatsoever that you think it means. It means whatsoever among the things that are clean. It is unclean to kill a child. It is unlawful to kill a child and eat a child. It is also unlawful to kill and eat a pig. It is also unlawful to kill and eat a shrimp. It is also unlawful to kill and eat a horse, a donkey, a crab, a lobster, or a catfish. So whatsoever does not mean any flesh, because then you could eat children. Whatsoever means among the things that God has already permitted you to eat, but there are things that you are not permitted to eat, like pigs, crabs, lobsters, and paparazzi's daughters. Everyone understands. Well said, paparazzi. Move on, please. The precept I'm quoting is in Leviticus 11:45, something like that. All right, next. I got to go.
Khan, Officer Kamash says, Shalom, Lord in Christ. Do the kids have to participate in the Feast of Unleavened Bread?
Yes, they do. Why in the hell can't they?
Salaki, sir. He goes on to say, there are people around the house that don't believe in the truth. When I'm not looking, they feed them unlawful things.
If you live because of finances and poverty, if you live with someone in the world and they sneak leaven things to your children, you have not sinned, but that person has sinned. And that person will pay in public for the thing they did in private to your child. Don't worry about that. You just tell them, my child cannot eat biscuits, but my child can eat. You know the things you can eat on the Feast of Unleavened Bread? My God, you're going to gain weight. That's what's going to happen. Because let me tell you I already told you what's unlawful for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Let me tell you what is lawful. Macaroni and cheese. Have you had enough of that? Never. You can eat all the macaroni and cheese that baby wants to eat.
That's right.
All of it. Rice. Oh, Jesus, the rice.
Right.
You want rice and gravy, fried rice, chicken and rice, rice on top of rice. It's lawful. So rice and beans, correct. Spaghetti. Do you brothers eat spaghetti with the fish on the side? Thank you. Anyway, moving on. If you want spaghetti with the fish on the side, go ahead. That's lawful. You can eat piles of spaghetti, piles of it. Your child is not going to suffer on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but your child will learn from an early age the tradition of keeping the law. That's but right. They will not go hungry because they've given up bread and they're eating more rice, macaroni, pasta, God knows, potatoes. I know you love those potatoes. You French fry them, you bake them, you boil them, you mash them. Do it. It's lawful. Your child can eat all of that. You understand? Right, go ahead.
Salakia. Young man E says, Salakia, General, if I may, can I get a breakdown on Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 20?
Can someone else queue up the videos I need for Jamal Bryant and if, you know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all were odd knows. Give me those, all right?
Have them ready, sir.
They ready to rock. With him talking at Morehouse graduation. With the gay shop. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 20. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman
Oh boy.
that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband,
Mm-hmm.
and not at all redeemed,
Mhm.
nor freedom given her,
Mm-hmm.
she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free.
Right. What this is speaking about is the Bible says that if you want to have sex with a woman, you have to go to her father and get permission from her father. You and the father work out a deal, and then he gives you his daughter in marriage. But this is the scenario where this woman works for someone else and he gives the permission for marriage. She works for him. So if you want to marry this girl, she works for him. She has a contract with him, a labor contract, and she has to work for him. She can't leave and go to your house because she has a labor contract with him. Think of this like a labor contract. So she can't leave. She has a contract. Well, if you go out and have sex with her, you haven't committed adultery because she's unmarried, but she was not free to go and choose who she wants to marry because of this labor contract. And of course, marriage means she leaves this house and comes with you, but she was not free to do it. So she'd be beaten, scourged, but she would not be put to death. This is about a labor contract and getting permission from her boss as opposed to her father, who would be her spiritual boss. But this woman has signed a contract for a certain amount of time. And if you want to take her from this boss, what will you have to do? Get permission from him. Give him money to take his employee. You understand? That's your breakdown now. Next, please.
Just a follow-up question on that, if I may.
Of course.
Would he be then, after she's scourged, would he then take the woman from the boss because now that is his wife?
Exactly. He would. He cheated this boss out of money, and she takes a beating for it, according to the boss. You know, she takes a punishment. You understand? And that's that.
Would he
And there
still
you go.
owe the dowry?
Okay. Many times you would owe the highest dowry. The same thing would happen if you went and had sex with a woman. You found her in a field. You didn't go to the father, but you seduced the woman. You laid hold on her, meaning you captivated her. You seduced her. She's your wife, but now you have to pay the dowry of virgins for her. Now, this might not be a virgin. She might be a widow. She might have 3 kids, but you're going to pay the highest price because you tried to go around her father to get her. Now you pay an even higher price for a woman that might not be worth that much. You understand? That's your breakdown. Next.
Salakia, Officer Mashamar Ayash, as Salakia, my lord, may I have a general breakdown of Isaiah chapter 29
Is
verses
this Mashamar in the prison program? Ask him. Give Mashamar a hand up. Let me tell you. Listen, for you cowards out there that didn't come to the Passover because of money, didn't become the Passover because your woman wouldn't let you. Mashamar is in prison. Do you understand me? Been in prison his entire time in the truth. He's coming home soon. Give him a hand. Oh, boy. Single women in the UPK. He's been in prison about 15 years. When he come out of prison, give him some. Give him some. Start lining up now to give him some. Get your name on the list. Go through the courtship process now. When that man, his boots hit the ground out of that prison, get a list together of who's going to give him some. Let me tell you what, Yashamar. I'm at the all-black party. Give Commander General Yohana a hand. I'm at the all-black party. I forget who brung me this phone. I want to say it was the brother out of Chicago. A brother out of Chicago, right? He brings a phone to me at the all-black party, and he says, Mashamar wants to talk to you. He turns a video phone around to me at the all-black party, and Mashamar is in prison wearing all black. attending the all-black. I almost cried. I'm about to cry now because it was so moving to see this cat in prison. He looked like us. He looked like he got dressed up. He put on his finest black clothing with a shield around his neck in prison. And a brother from Chicago was going around the all-black party because Mashamar was there with us in spirit. Gracias. If I can tell you how a while you how shy, brother. That's Mashamar. Let me answer his question right now, brother. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he.
Mashamar, this is speaking about the religious leaders of Israel who don't know the truth because God does not want them to know. So many of you look at your, preachers like, they might know. If they knew, they would be leading Israel in the right direction. But God doesn't want these men to be your leaders. So he doesn't give them the truth. God has poured out the spirit of deep sleep on them. They don't know the truth because God doesn't want them to know the truth, because if they knew the truth, they would repent and their lives would be saved. And God does not want that to happen. I'm quoting a precept, as I always am, as I just said that. Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, Jamal O'Brien, God doesn't want them to know the truth. He's making sure they don't know. They don't know. Because if they knew the truth, then of course they would repent, they would change, and they would not be punished. God wants them punished, and I'm quoting something written in red when I said it. All right? That's his answer. Anything else? In the back, let me get Atlanta, then get my what time is it? What's the last half an hour? We passed it?
9:17.
All right. Let me get two questions, then we go into my topic. Come on up. Microphone.
So just real quick to follow up. Is this
Please.
also similar to Pharaoh's heart being hardened?
Perfect precept for it. Pharaoh's heart being hardened. Correct. Anything else? One more question.
There were more verses.
Go ahead. If he asks for more, go ahead.
And so verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
Yeah, so the vision, imagine the Bible, all the visions written down by Jeremiah, Isaiah, John, when he wrote the book of Revelations. These visions are to you like a book that is sealed, meaning you can't even open it up to try to understand. That's what the word of God is to people in the world. You thought Sakari could teach you the truth, didn't you? I know you thought that. You thought the IUIC knew the truth because they wore such gay clothing, that purple gay garbage that they wear in there. When the Bible says that the man who God rejected wore purple, it's in the New Testament. Someone get that for me for time's sake. Give me the parable of Lazarus and a man arrayed in purple. And then give me all the gay images of Nate looking like a gay idiot on a gay horse. Give me that. Give me Jamal Bryant. I got to go into my topic now, right? All right, tap it up. Let's get it on. All right. Now, first, I believe the most popular preacher in Atlanta, Georgia is Jamal Bryant. We're going to go into the history of Jamal Bryant. We're going to start with a video he made when he became a doctorate or a magna cum laude or blah in Morehouse University. Let's play the video, all right? Y'all, wow, did I give you the clip where it says who paid for his college? That screenshot.
Oh,
but not that. First, give me him speaking at his Morehouse graduate.
2005 baccalaureate speaker. He is an alumnus.
I believe I told you where to start, too. It was 11 something, I believe.
Exceedingly proud. The Reverend Jamal Harrison Bryant. A member of the Morehouse
So this is when he's
1994.
Hold up. Let it play for a second. Let it play.
Bryant is founder and pastor of the Empowerment Temple in Baltimore, Maryland. the fastest growing African American Episcopal congregation in the nation with more than 6,000 members. Reverend Bryant, who served as director of the NAACP's Youth and College Division before accepting his call to the ordained ministry, is a pastor with a global mission and a particular focus on youth. Perhaps he is so effective at motivating young people because he himself, this is correct, failed 11th grade and dropped
Listen
out of
carefully.
high school. And then later, earning a bachelor's degree from Morehouse College and a Master of Divinity degree from Duke University, Reverend Bryant is a living, breathing example of the fact that one can truly overcome obstacles and succeed in life.
Pause. Bring it back to me. Jamal Bryant, at this time, he had a congregation of 6,000 members in Baltimore. And this is something they'll all say. They're always head of the youth ministry. Always. Always. T.D. Jakes, what's his name? Eddie Long, they're always head of the youth ministry. He has 6,000 people. He dropped out of high school in the 11th grade, had a GED, and got into Morehouse College. Now imagine you when you were trying to get into college. What they tell you, you got to get straight A's. You got to get straight A's. You got to be the best, have the best grades in high school to get into Morehouse. He had a GED, got into Morehouse. He is the first person in history to get into Morehouse College with a GED. Now let's listen to the story of Eddie Long. Of Jamal Bryant. Go ahead. Now skip to where you need to start it from.
Estimated before. In 1988, I was a student at Baltimore City College Preparatory High School, and I failed out of that high school. And I'll never forget my exit interview when they were putting me out of the school with my parents there. My advisor said to my parents, "Put your son in trade school. He doesn't have the capacity to go to college and do anything intellectual." But I thank God that I had praying parents, and my praying parents knew that there was more to me than what my teachers could see. He said, "Your son is caught in the pendulum. He's not sure whether or not he wants to be Eddie Murphy or Martin Luther King Jr., whether or not he wants to be a class clown or a civil rights activist." I flunked out of high school and I had to go get a GED. And Dean Carter, I came here for the early college preparatory program. I was sponsored by a Morehouse man by the name of Mr. Paul Walker from Columbia, Maryland. He wrote a letter to the dean of admissions and said, "This young man has some potential." I completed all of the work from the early college program.
He flunked out of high school. Flunked out. But he met a man. What's the man's name again? Paul Walker. He flunked out of high school. Had to get a GED. But he met a man. Sisters, you know how this is, right? Erykah Badu met a man. Jennifer Lopez met a man. Right? Give me some more women's names who have sex to make it in their career. Tyra Banks met a man. Eve met a man. Who else? Oh, that's what I'm trying to think of. Holly Berry met a man. Met somebody. Right? Met someone that you know what? Makes their dreams come true. Well, Jamal Bryant met a man. This man took a high school dropout, but he made a call to Morehouse College. Can I see the man? You have his image up, y'all? I sent that to you. You can look up his name. I sent that to you as well. Paul Walker, Morehouse graduate. I wasn't sure what it was when I looked the picture up. Paul Walker is clearly a homosexual. Paul Walker put a call in to Morehouse College and got a high school dropout into, I think, the most prestigious black college in the country, Morehouse College. Think how hard you fought in the Morehouse fought to get into Morehouse conscious. Did anybody in here want to get in want to get into Morehouse and couldn't? Yeah, I thought you might. I thought it might be a couple of you. Right? What were your grades? Were you a high school dropout, brother? What were your grades? Yeah, B. Did you have a high school diploma? Yeah, he didn't. He didn't have a high school diploma. He had a GED. He did not have a high school diploma. He did not have B's. He flunked out of high school. But his dreams came true nonetheless. How are we going to even fight to succeed if gay men can have sex and make it to the top? How would you do it? You have it yet? You got the picture or no? Oh, brother, I got it right here on my phone. It's ridiculous. Let me see if I can get it for you for time's sake. Hold on one second. Stand by. I got it right here. Go ahead, Warrior. I got his face right here. If you can just come over to this phone and look at it. Here's Paul Thomas Walker Jr. right there. Put that up on the screen. Let me see him. Make it big so everyone can see who smoothed out the way for Jamal Bryant to be a high school dropout with a GED and to get into Morehouse University. That's him. Is that even a man? It looks like a woman. That looks like a lesbian. Well, that's him. This man called Morehouse and got a high school dropout into Morehouse College, and you will have a B average with a diploma and you can't get in because you won't have sex with Paul Walker. You won't suck Paul Walker and to get into college. How will a man succeed if gay men succeed? Gay men must stop. They must be stopped. They must fail, because if they do not fail, when you go into college admissions, the dean is going to shut the door and ask, how hard do you want to make it into this college? Women, am I telling you something you don't know? This is what women are going through. This is what's happening right now. This is what's happening in Hollywood. Have you heard of the casting couch? Every woman that wants to be a singer or a rapper or a Hollywood actress, she has to face the casting couch. If gay men continue to succeed, you're going to need to have sex to get into college. You're going to need to have sex to succeed in life with a gay man. Get me back to Jamal Bryant. Now, he gets into college. You know, his family was poor. They're from Baltimore, Maryland. That's a poor city. How in the hell is he going to pay for this college? Maybe he went out and got a grant. Maybe he wrote an essay. Maybe he got a Pell Grant. Oh, raise your hand if you got a student loan that's damn near strangling you like a noose. Now, not Jamal Bryant. Barack Obama said he paid off his student loan during his first term as president. That's what Barack Obama said. Jamal Bryant did not have a student loan, knock. Someone paid for his entire 4 years. Is this on this tape? It might be. If not, you can just Google this. Who paid for Jamal? Oh, you don't have Alexa around here. Look up who paid for Jamal Bryant's college education. But before you look that up, give me the other men. Give me the other videos I have. Let's forget about Jamal Bryant and Eddie Long for a second. Let's think about T.D. Jakes and other pastors who are very, very generous with the people in the youth program, with the young men who come under the youth program. Give me another video that you have. I can just play it. Go ahead. Eddie Long, sir. Okay.
Jamal Paris says he's now haunted by a father figure, Bishop Eddie Long, pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist, one of America's most powerful megachurches.
I cannot get the sound of his voice out of my head, and I cannot forget the smell of his cologne, and I cannot forget the way that he made me cry many nights when I drove in his cars on the way home, not able to take enough showers to wipe the smell of him off of my body.
As teens, Paris and 3 other young men claim Long adopted them as his spiritual sons, then exploited them. Their civil suits allege Long used scripture, cars, jewelry, and trips on his private plane in a sexual seduction.
That's not a father. That's a predator.
Long built this megachurch into 25,000 members. 4 U.S. presidents attended Coretta Scott King's funeral here. He flaunts his wealth and his physique. His so-called muscular Christianity preaches homosexuality is sinful. Now these allegations.
I have never in my life portrayed myself as a perfect man, but I am not the man that's being portrayed on the television.
But here's what makes many church members here wonder. Long has never taken his public denials one step further, never said flatly these allegations are false. All 4 teens met Georgia's legal age of consent, but that's hardly the moral standard for any pastor.
You are not a man, you are a monster.
Allegations that leave Long's congregation trying to decide whether their pastor is a predator. Mark
Stop
Strassman,
right
CBS News.
Let me tell you, brothers, something, man, in the ISUPK Atlanta, man. You are saving the lives of black men in this city. You're saving their lives because so many black men, because they're poor. What are the poor areas down here in Atlanta that everybody knows about? Where the poor people live. Who, please, Warrior? Bankhead, Maquilata. I know you know the street, brother. I know you understand them. Give Maquilata a hand. My God. Anybody here from Bankhead? You know about Bankhead? What is it like living there? Hell. How many murders? How much death and destruction? You see, in your mind, you think that a boy has to be gay to let Eddie Long have sex with him. You let Eddie Long have sex with you and go home and all you smell is his cologne. You take showers and showers because you're not gay, but you want to get out of Bankhead. You want to get out of poverty. And here he is with his money and his promises. His promises. And so now men who are not gay, but men who don't want to die in Bankhead. And now they're taking 10 showers a day because of Eddie Long. Any more videos? Play the next one. And then get up on the screen who paid for Jamal Bryant's college education. 4 years. And someone tell me how much it cost.
How did it all
Go to
begin?
Morehouse for 4 years.
When I moved to Atlanta, take my number down. Call me. Me, I'm 14 years old. I'm new to the state. I can't. Like, what do we got to talk about? We're not even in the same league. When I got in trouble at school, I called him, and the next day, my mom came, picked me up, and the teacher was actually saying, "Can I keep my job? I apologize." And that's how I actually got caught up into it. Like, that's how I became.
Pause it. The boy is 14 years old in school, getting in trouble. Eddie Long calls the principal. The next day, the principal says, "Can I keep my job? I should have never said anything and got your son in trouble in school." Imagine how it was with you when you went to school and got in trouble. They kicked my black ass out of school as fast as they could. I'm in the 9th grade. I come down after beating some kid up. People said I shouldn't have did it. Who knows? I come downstairs. The sheriff out there to arrest me. I'm wondering what in the hell is all. Why they making such a big deal about it? I didn't have anybody I could call. They just kicked me out of the goddamn school. Not him, because he had a rich friend, a benefactor, someone to smooth the way in life for him. You see, you don't have to be gay. You just need to be poor and in need and lost and to have no father figure. If ISUPK Atlanta does not show men that they can be men and succeed, these gay men will show you that the only way to succeed is to be gay. They'll do it. What you're doing in this city, is God's work. It's God's work. Any more? Go ahead.
On the video or who
Either
paid,
one.
Let's
get the next video unless it's something terrible.
I have who paid Jamal
Okay,
Bryant.
now, both of those men were victims of Eddie Long. Now let's find out how Jamal Bryant paid his way through college. Go ahead.
It says, quote, my parents had absolutely no money.
They were rich.
No money.
They worked hard every day.
Absolutely no money.
They got grants and student loans.
No money.
Poverty. My parents had absolutely no money. Quote from Jamal Bryant. Keep going.
And Bishop Long helped pay my tuition at Morehouse College.
Brothers, do you understand what this means? You see, Jamal Bryant stands up on stage and says, but the power of God got me into college. But the power of Jesus, I had praying parents. They got me into college. Hallelujah. You sucked dick to get into college. That's what you did. That's what happened. But now you go to church. But God, it got me in. You sucked dick to get into college. And now all of us look at you as who we should all become. And if not for Commanding General Yohana's men in this city, you would have to suck dick to get into college. Now, there is no way this could be a lie. There is no way that this could not. This is it. This is the path to success in this city. Here you are sitting here in this school, men who couldn't follow a gay preacher. That's why you're here. You're here because you surely saw gay preachers. They had 10,000 members. Everyone else followed them. Why didn't you? Why didn't you look at Jamal Bryant and say, well, he has 10,000 people here. I'm going to go with the crowd and go to him. Oh, it was just something about him, Mark, that said, I'm not going to that church. Something about him that said, why didn't you join the IUIC? They got the prettiest garments. Lord knows we're not pretty. There's nothing pretty about us. Nothing. They got pretty and they're marching just like little soldiers, just like perfect little soldiers with short haircuts, and they got the prettiest garments, and all of their wives are happy because none of them have to share their man. Why didn't you join them? Because when you looked at Bishop Nathaniel, you knew that Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC is gay. He is clearly a gay man, and you can't join him. You saw the preachers all over this city, You're men that can't join a gay church. And how many people see these gay preachers, and even the men who are not gay in there, they kind of ignore it. They look at it like, I see he's a little funny. I see something is wrong with him, but my wife really likes coming here. So I'll just go. I see that choir director, but my wife really likes coming here. So I'll go. Why did you join One West? Because you are men that could never follow a gay preacher. That's why you're here. You could never do it. You know how many people I saw when I came into the truth? I mean, how many pastors, forget about the places my mother would have rather that me join. My aunts and grandmothers would have had flowers and clapped for me if I would have walked up Sunday and said, I'm ready to give my life over to Jesus. They would have been so happy. Instead, I decided to become a cult leader and made my family hate me. Well, I can't follow a gay man. I can't do that. I know you can. I know you'll suck and suck and suck to make it in the music business. I can't follow a gay preacher, Rock. Here in the ISUPK Atlanta, you can't follow a gay preacher. That's what's different about you. You can't do that. I don't care how many fucking members he has. I don't care how big his church is, how big his jet is, how big his limos and his cars are. You can't follow a gay man because the Spirit of God is the spirit of a warrior. That's the Spirit of God. The Lord our God is a man of war. Here you are in Atlanta. I remember I came down here for the Atlanta barbecue last year. The Sakaris were sitting right out there in this parking lot, wanting to talk to Commanding General Yohana. We were in the back office. Some guard came in and said, the Sakari is here. They want to take a picture with you. Captain Tazaryak said, don't come to them with that. We're not taking a picture with Sakaris. Are you out of your fucking mind? Have some picture with this clearly sick deviant? And that poor brother, and I feel so sorry for Nate of the IUIC, the Sakaris, Jamal Bryant, because these are all men who are victims of another man. That Sakari man, he lets white men have sex with his wife. Did y'all know that? Raise your hand if you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's on the internet. You know that, young brother. You don't want to know. He lets all kinds of men, white men, put things in his butt. Yeah, that's right, young brother. The young brother said, what? Yes. Yeah, not in here. These men are victims. That Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC has been molested. He's been molested. It's clear that he's the victim of some Christian when he was a child. That's Sakari. God knows what happened to him when he was a child to have the need for a woman to violate him like that. And now here they are, sick and in need of help, but they have a desire to be preachers, to be leaders, when they actually need therapy and counseling and medication and solitude and to be put in a metal box until they get right. Please. I don't know what Sakari means. Is that what it means? A dagger where the sun doesn't shine. Young brother. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Give him the microphone first, because we know that what's his name? Jamal Bryant, that same man that young brother was talking about, he paid for his college career. How much does Morehouse cost to get into, young warrior?
Before, after 8.
Say again?
Before, after 8.
Before what?
Before, after 8.
Before with no aid.
$51,000.
That's a lot of sucking. That's plenty. Sisters, I don't think you could earn that type of sucking. That's a ton. That's plenty of sucking now. That's sucking where you quit your day job and do that. $51,000 of sucking. And remember now, Jamal Bryant wasn't the only boy he was seducing. We just played videos of 4 other boys. 4 other boys. The entire youth program that he was in charge of, and doing a wonderful job re-educating the at-risk, troubled youth. Oh, they love to do that, don't they? The Boy Scouts, they showed you the way, didn't they? The Boy Scouts take young boys who need father figures, take you out to the woods. Why? To make you a man, to teach you things. You won't follow a gay man in here, and I thank the Lord for you. I thank the Most High for you. Because of you, young men will be able to say, I don't have to suck some preacher's dick to be famous. They'll, because of you. Excuse my language, or don't. Come on. Yeah. Mahayaman, were you talking about semester? That's a year? Jesus Christ, that's a lot of sucking up. I mean, yeah, that 50,000, my young, is 1 year. This cat went and paid how much again? Microphone.
$200,144.
$200,000. You know why he did it? Because he just, wanted to help the young brother. He liked the cut of his jib. He just wanted to help out the young at-risk youth. God, you know why he did that? Because his parents was praying parents. Because God, his mama prayed for him. Your son sucked dick, mama. Save your prayer. Save your prayer. Save your prayer. Where was your father at? Your father didn't say, who is this cat that want to give you $200,000?
Right.
Who preacher? What? The youth program. He want to give you $200,000. Who is this cat that made this call to Morehouse? Nigga, you failed out of high school. How the hell you getting into Morehouse, brother? You don't have a man that says they letting you in Morehouse. You failed out of high school. Well, Robert Griffin made a call. Who the hell is Robert Griffin? Who is giving you $200,000? No one's there. No one's there. Well, you're here. The ISUPK is here. Brothers, whores and prostitutes and loose women cannot succeed in life. If loose women get all of the likes on Instagram, and most of you brothers in here, you need this lesson because you're stupid. You're a effing idiot. Because you go home at night and you pick up on your phone and you giving all the attention to some slut. Likes, Instagram, I like your picture, thumbs up, hearts, you in her inbox. And because you're so stupid, you don't know how that encourages women to dress like her. It's going to encourage your daughter to dress like her. Oh, it is, bro. Because you give attention to women that have to lose. Whores have got to lose. Whores cannot get all the attention. Whores cannot get all the record contracts and the movie contracts, because then every woman has to be a whore to succeed. So now you'll have women who are not whores, who don't want to be whores, but they just want to succeed in life and they'll do it. You're doing that to women. You're doing that. When you go home and you go pick a woman and you like her picture because she's dressed like a slut, and you give her thumbs up and give her thumbs up. And then your idiot wife goes through your phone and she sees that you like the pictures of these women who are dressed like whores. And then she goes, well, damn, do I have to dress like a whore to get your attention? Why do you like these kinds of women? Why do you want me to be in the truth, but you like the pictures of women that look like sluts? You encourage women to look like sluts. You're doing that. Well, let me tell you what Jamal Bryant has done. There's brothers out there that have failed out of high school, but they realize they want to change, but their parents don't have money. Now they know how they can make it. Now they know. That's what he's done. He's done that. You brothers in here have to make sure that homosexuals fail, that they don't get a job. I'm making it very clear for you. A homosexual has to be begging on the street, begging outside. He has no job. And then when you see him, you go, well, homosexual man, why don't you have a job? Well, I was a homosexual and I tried to suck everybody's penis, but people said, we can't do that. We got to give you a job based on your talent, based on your grades, based on your effort. So I tried to suck penis, but they said, no, I will not hire you based on sexual favors. So now I'm begging out on the street. That's what has to happen. Hey, when you have to walk by a woman on Instagram and you go, this woman is totally naked with a string bikini, and she'll go on her Instagram in the morning and she'll go, 0 likes, 0 interactions. What am I doing wrong? I need to put some clothes on, or else men will never like my pictures. That is what has to happen. You cannot reward bad behavior and then wonder why everyone is influenced and encouraged to do bad behavior. Whores have to lose, homosexuals have to lose, or else we'll all have to become homosexuals to get out of poverty. Does everyone understand? That's all I can do for you. Or else just go out there and suck it. Just go ahead and do it, because the rent is due top of every month. You need the money. I know you want to be rappers. I see you. I know you got a rap dream, don't you? I know just how you can make it happen. Anything else? I got to wrap this up now. All right. Do I got to go over everything else? I believe I made the point. I believe that's it. Is there some other question I'm missing out there?
Salaki, there is one more question.
All right, last question. I'm over the time. Damn.
Kanwakan.
Manager Johanna. Hold on 1 second.
Kanwakan, sir.
The sister sent me this. Can someone pull up this song? We'll end it with this after this question. Timothy Wright, I'm in love with Jesus and he's in love with me. I want to play that song in here tonight to make you understand why you joined this school. That's why you're here and not out there. I wish I had the picture of Nate on that gay horse. He came into a Passover that they call Passover on the gayest horse in the world. He looked like he was fresh out of the damn beauty salon. Someone prep that up for me. Let me get this last question, all right?
Con out of one con. Salakia. Bernice Aguilar. Salakia. Aguilar.
Mhm.
Is it a sin to have more than wife? I'm assuming more than one wife. And if not, why does it say in Matthew 27 and 28 that looking at another woman lustfully is considered adultery? So is it considered a sin to have more than one wife?
No, sweet pie. It is not considered adultery to have more than one wife. It is considered adultery to want to have sex with another man's wife. That's what adultery is. A man can have as many wives as he wants, just like a woman can have as many children as she wants. Many of you women out there, you've had a child. Raise your hand if you've had one child before in your life, right? Everybody has had one. Did you love the child? Was the child, everything you ever wanted in life? I've counseled sisters, brother. I've counseled many women. I'm like a gynecologist. I've counseled so many women. And many times, if a woman does not understand why a man wants another wife, this is the best way to make her understand it. A woman has her first child. Oh my God, she had the baby shower. This baby was everything to her. She had the baby. She suckles the baby, helps the baby, taking pictures every day of the baby. She loves the baby. Then in a couple of years, she wants another baby. I pray you understand. Does that mean she stops loving the first baby? Does that mean in any way her love for the first baby has diminished? No. A woman has just decided that she loves this child so much, but she wants to grow her family even more. That's why a man sometimes wants another wife. It doesn't mean he doesn't love the first baby. It just means he would like to grow his family more. That's it. Women can't understand why a man wants another woman, but a woman does understand why she wants 10 children, 5 children, 3 children, 2 children. She gets that. She gets that. That can help. That can help her to understand. A lot of it is, sibling rivalry, her thinking that you won't love her as much if you get another wife. Of course, a good daddy would love all his babies. I pray you understand. A good daddy would make sure that all his babies get enough attention, that all his babies have a special relationship with their father. That's what a good daddy would do. Some men are bad daddies. And because of that, their children won't understand that they're all loved. I know you don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I see how you marry people. But some of you might understand one day. All right. So now, no, sister, it is not, it is not unlawful, but it is unlawful for you to try to have sex with another man's wife. Just like it's unlawful for you to attempt to steal someone's child. That's their child. I can't go kidnap their child. That's their child. When Christ said this, whosoever looketh upon a woman with lust in his eyes has already committed adultery. Adultery is having sex with another man's woman. What are we talking about? To covet another man's woman. Right? Christ taught us how to keep the law. In the Old Testament, the Bible just said, if a man has sex with another man's woman, put him to death. That's the law. Christ taught men how to not break the law, how to not do it. Here's what Christ is saying. If you don't want to have sex with another man's woman, stop staring at her. Stop looking at her. Don't go to drink with her after work. You idiots out there, you on some stupid job. You laughing and keying with your work wife. That's another man's wife. Right. But you at lunch with her, talking with her. She's telling you all of her problems, isn't she? And you sitting listening like, he's so down. I don't know why he treating me like that. I'm not trying to get with you. We're just friends on your job. The Bible says not to drink with another man's woman. Don't start to get seduced with the imaginations of being with this woman, because if that starts in your mind, it's going to happen in reality. Christ is telling you how to not commit adultery. Don't start the process up here. Don't start with staring at her, talking to her, coming to see her. Oh, what do they tell you all the time? Is that your woman? No, we just friends. Nigga, who you talking to? That's how it begins. That's how it begins, with the friendship that, the innocent friendship that you and her have on your job, talking to her as you sit next to her, you hauling packages with her at Amazon, talking, flirting all goddamn day. And then when that nigga come down there to that job, he's going to put a bullet in your mind. And you're going to wonder why. Well, if you would like to avoid that, stop staring at her. That's all I can do for you. All right, where are we at now? Let's play this video. Let me give you another. Now, who in the hell is this guy here? What's his name again? Sister in the back. Who is this? Oh, shit. Timothy Bryant. He's popular, is he not? What's this cat's name? Timothy Wright. Who has ever heard of Timothy Wright? Anybody? I know you don't know what the hell we talking about in here, because you're one West. Well, this is Timothy Wright. This cat is super duper popular in front of churches with 6,000 people, 20,000 people stadiums. And this is a man of God. He's married. He loves his wife. He goes to church. He's raised in the church. And this is his song about God. And let's play it. Nice and big. This it? This is it? This don't look like the cat on my phone. This is not it. This is another game. There's so many of them, it's hard to find. No, I mean, this one is He-Man compared to the one I got in my damn phone. I mean, this cat is just, I don't know who goes to a church with this. Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Hold on a second. I don't think that's the Timothy Wright. Timothy Wright, I think, is the wrong name. I'm in love with Jesus. Pastor what? I don't think that's it either. Give me 1 second out there. I'm not. You know he is. You should have known that. Don't be ashamed. Y'all ain't nothing like them. Give yourselves a hand. You the brave in here. You ain't got nothing to do with this gay Atlanta. Nothing. Don't you never think that we look at you like we look at them.
Jermaine
because we know
struggled for years with
like
dental issues before finally finding Nuvia. Listen to what he wanted most after his smile makeover.
Hold on. I wish I could.
I'm in love with Jesus, and he's in love with me.
It's that one, the young guy.
I'm in love with Jesus, and he's in love with me.
I've never heard this one before, but go ahead and play it.
I'm in love with Jesus, and he's in love with me. I'm in love with Jesus, and he's in love with me. Somebody say, I'm in love. He's in love with me. He's in love with me. Somebody say, I'm in love. I'm in love with Jesus. He's in love.
Oh, this one. I'm talking about a different song, but this will do for today. If I go into gay Christian songs, I never get out of here. Well, so we'll have to use this one. Now imagine sitting in this church and the preacher gets up there and says, I'm in love with Jesus, and he's in love with me. Now, how do you sit there? How do you have a homosexual relationship with Jesus. And why in love? What the hell? Why do I go there? I try to understand it. Why not I love Jesus and he loves me? All right, fine. You love Jesus, he loves you. But why do you have to say in love? And he's in love when that has a sexual, a sexual connotation to it. Come on.
Like, sir, if I could, follow along with what you're saying, I tend to ask people if they have a personal relationship with another guy, and they refuse to say it, but yet they say they would have a personal relationship with Jesus.
It's disgusting. Who's Jonathan Nelson? Anybody know him? Kazak Ahmad said, look up Jonathan Nelson. But I think the one I'm thinking about is Mick something. He's especially gay. But let's see Jonathan Nelson real fast. He's a young cat with a real, feminine voice, like an alto voice. He fits the bill, huh? Let's see him. Everybody get your feet happy. Let's go. All those people. Wait, pause for a second. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Look at all of those people in there. Let's see. Keep going. He's from Boston. Let's see who this cat is. Can some of y'all run down here to the front real quick? I gotta know who's in the building. Where's my ologist? I need y'all to run down here. Come on, let me see you. Jonathan McReynolds. This cat is terrible. Okay, but only Jonathan McReynolds. Kazak Ahmad, this is all gay. But let's choose the gayest one. Let's see. Now, we saw the other guy. We saw him. Now, I believe Jonathan McReynolds is the gayest one. But you got to choose. You got to choose him. Is that him? Okay, let me hear one of his songs about Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus. That's done. Damn. Okay, let me see what this is.
Near the cross, and may your troubles show.
No, that's him. I probably have the wrong song.
And may your battles in the way they should.
I don't know.
And may
Like
your
loving Jesus, sounds like the same.
That God is good, and may your whole life prove that God is good. See, may your struggles keep you.
Oh man, they getting a rapture in there. They're getting a rapture.
Show that you need God.
Okay, that's enough. You gotta look him up. He got 1,000 gay songs about being in love with Jesus and just Jesus kissing him so sweet. Don't nobody tongue you down like Jesus. Jesus makes sweet love. I tell you, Jesus pop a blue pill and make sweet love to you. What's that again? Rose Parks, Atlanta in the back.
Salakia, sir. Church does have a song that says, "Can't nobody do me like Jesus."
Yes, they do.
No, nobody.
Give him a... Well, listen, I think you get the point. All right. Listen, you should be rewarded for your bravery, for your integrity, that you're people that could never follow a gay man. The Lord our God is a man of war. He's a man of war. With that, who do I pass the class to? With that, I pass the class to Peace Officer Mount. Give him a hand. Salute. You can call the salute out so we can get it on.
But Panya, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yamata, hands down.
Sorry. Turn to the sisters. Sisters, Amaja. Men of Israel, Amaja Shabbat. Amaja. Barak. Yahweh Shema, found by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Class dismissed.